Hi there, my name is Abdullah Ahmadi and this is Ariana Professional Academy. In today's video, we are going to look at 5 ways to improve academic writing, TOEFL writing or IELTS writing. This doesn't have to do when you write a letter to your friend. It is specifically about formal writing, maybe academic writing or business writing. So let's get started. My tip number 1 for improving academic writing is do not use contractions. Isn't, don't, didn't, can't, and so on are examples of contractions. So what exactly is a contraction? A contraction is a word with omitted letters, or it is usually the short form of 2 words. So for example, isn't is the contraction of is not. Don't is the contraction of do not. Didn't is the contraction of did not. Can't is the contraction of cannot. Notice please that with is not, do not, and did not, it is with 2 words, but with cannot, it's only 1 word. So in formal academic writing, it is better to use the full form instead of the short forms or the contractions. So use these, do not use these. Tip number 2 is avoid using there is and there are. Why do we avoid using there is and there are? Well, one of the reasons is that when we want to write our ideas clear and concise, meaning that we do not want these long sentences. We want our sentences to be clear and to the point. So that's why we need to omit some of the words. Let's take a look at these examples. There are many challenges that the social activists face in society. This sentence is okay, but how can I make it stronger and more appropriate for academic writing? Well, by removing there are, I would say, and I would change the sentence to, social activists face a lot of challenges in society. Example number 2, there are many lessons that Ariana Professional Academy provides for English fans. So how can I improve this sentence? Well, by removing there are, I would change this sentence to Ariana Professional Academy provides English lesson for English fans. So by removing there is and there are, your sentences are stronger and to the point. Tip number 3, do not use words such as really, very, a lot, and so. By using these words, you weaken your sentences and your writing isn't as strong as you want it. Let's take a look at these examples. Many students think math is very hard. So how can I improve this sentence? Well, very hard. So by removing very hard, I would say that many students think math is difficult. This way, the sentence is much stronger. Another example, this topic is very controversial. Again, I remove the word very, and I would say this topic is controversial. Example number 3, a lot of students want to join this class. So, students is accountable now. I can replace a lot of with many. So I would say many students want to join this class. Tip number 4, do not use passive voice. Use active voice. Well, if you are writing something about science, it's okay to use the passive voice. But if you're writing something in history, psychology, humanity, or social sciences, then you must use the active voice because most of the university writings use the active voice. Now, what is active voice and passive voice? The active voice is the normal voice, which is very easy to understand. This voice indicates that the subject is the doer of an action. On the other hand, the passive voice is not very common and it's difficult to understand. It indicates that the subject is the receiver of an action. Let's take a look at these examples. The new policies were implemented by Nazirullah Mohsen. So if you look at this example, it uses the form of be, were, and it uses the past participle. Also by to indicate who performed this action. This is an example of a passive sentence. The fact about passive sentence is that it takes away the actor, that who performed an action, and it is confusing for people to understand. Instead, I would say this sentence in active voice, which is much easier. Nazirullah Mohsin implemented the new policies. This way, my sentences are stronger. Last but not the least, my tip number 5 is use strong verbs. Do not use weak verbs. What do you mean by strong verbs and weak verbs? Well, take a look at these examples. She gave assistance to my friend. She assisted my friend. Now, what is the difference between these two examples? In the first example, if you look at the word assistance, it is a noun. Anytime you see a verb-noun combination, take a pause and think whether the noun form here has its own verb form. If it has its own verb form, use the verbal form. So I would say this sentence like, she assisted my friend. So the first sentence is a weaker way of writing, and the second sentence is stronger. The second example, they made an objection. If you look at the noun objection in this sentence, it has its own verbal form, object. So the stronger way to say this sentence would be, they objected. So this way, you can make your sentences stronger for academic writing. These were the 5 important tips for improving your academic writing. There you have it. 5 tips to quickly improve your academic writing. If you use these tips in your academic writing, I'm sure you can feel the difference. That's the end of the video for today. Until next time, take care. Allah Hafiz.